Okay, so here we have another one of those comparative questions, quantitative comparison questions from the GRE quant section. The image tells us that we have a triangle lying on a straight line, and we have certain angles that we do not know are A, B, and C. They want us to compare whether the sum, whether A plus B minus C, where all of these obviously are angles, whether that is larger than 0, or whether 0 is larger than A, or whether they're equal, or whether we don't have enough information. Now, alright, so one of the first things that you got to remember from the GRE math question is that you do not want to assume certain things about the image that they're giving to you. For example, the image, just looking at it, it's really a lot of temptation to say that A is a right angle and that this is a right triangle. But we do not know that. We're not going to assume that at all. In fact, the way that we're going to solve this will not consider the actual values of the angles themselves. We're going to use the idea that we know that the sum of the interior angles of a triangle adds up to 180. See, any triangle that we have, whatever that triangle might be, like this, or maybe a really weird one, like maybe like that, etc. When we add all of the angles inside the triangle, we know that the sum must be 180, regardless of how the triangle looks. Alright, so even before we start, I'm going to label this missing angle here that they don't tell us a name. I'm going to give it a name, for example, X. And based on the rule that we just talked about, that the sum of the interior angles of any triangle adds up to 180, I'm going to add A plus B plus X. I know it has to equal to 180 because those are the sum of the interior angles. Another thing that I know is that whenever you have a straight line and you have, for example, another line segment intersecting with that straight line, our line segment being the side of the triangle, this one right here, I'm going to label it in red, going straight down. Well, let's see if I can do it like a little bit straight. Nope, not good. Alright, so let's try something like this. Boom, that straight line right there. I know that the straight angle, that is the angle formed by this side of the intersection of the red line and the horizontal black line, and X has to equal 180. It's another rule. The angle of a straight line is 180. So I know that C plus X. Oh, let me switch colors again. Back to black. Let me erase that for a second. C plus X must equal to 180. Alright, so then I also know, for example, working on the first equation, that if I subtract X on both sides, I'm going to get A plus B equals 180 minus X. And I know on the second equation, if I also just isolate C, I'm going to get C equals 180 minus X. Notice we haven't given any value to the actual angles themselves. We've just worked with two rules, that the sum of the interior angles are 180 and the sum of the angle of a straight line is 180. And look what we have. We have that A plus B is 180 minus X, but that's exactly what C is. C is also 180 minus X. So I know that if I subtract them, A plus B minus C, on the other side I'm going to get 0. And that tells us what? That tells us that quantity A must be the same as quantity B. So our answer, if we label as A, B, C, and D, it would be C. Quantity A and quantity B are the same. Again, just a quick review. The only rules that we really needed to know here are that the sum of the interior angles are 180 of a triangle, and that the sum of the angle of a straight line is 180. Alright, see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.